All right, if you want to make it in real estate, you have to be able to manage your database efficiently. But what does that even mean? Today, we're going to go over everything you need to know about how to set up your database, how to track it, what messages to send to them, how to best utilize it so you can build an awesome real estate business. And we're going to get into it right now. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Steve. I am a team lead and multi-million-dollar producer for the Three Rivers real estate team based out of the Twin Cities of Minnesota. I've helped a lot of agents grow amazing real estate businesses, and one of the biggest things that you have to do if you want to build an awesome business is maintain your database. So what is in your database? How do you utilize it? That's all the stuff we're going to cover today. If you stick around to the very end, I'll even give you one of the easiest messages you can send to your database to get them re-engaging with you. If you have dead leads there, cold leads, what can you send them to get going? I'll give you the easiest email template you can send out to get those to reconnect with you. So first and foremost, you need to have a spot where all of your leads, all of your contacts, everybody you know is all in one central space so you can send them messaging simply. Now, when you're first starting off, this can be as easy as an Excel spreadsheet or utilizing a free CRM that maybe your broker might provide with you. But as you grow and as you build a large database, you need to get away from Excel, and you really need to get away from your brokerage CRM as well. And they might have a very awesome CRM for you, but I highly, highly, highly recommend, as soon as you can afford it, get your leads somewhere that is just for you. That is just what you control. That is your database. So that if you ever do leave your brokerage, and odds are if you're in this business long enough, you're probably going to move brokerages around a little bit. So you want to make sure you have your leads in your database in a place that you can access them, so that if you do need to leave, you can take them with you very, very easily. Now, for most people, this is a CRM. This is the most simple way to put your database in a simple spot so you can get into it. So what types of things should you be looking for within a CRM? So first and foremost, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, use this CRM, don't use that CRM. They're all great. There's probably hundreds of them out there. They all have different features. Use whatever is best for you. The best CRM is the one that you use consistently and that you feel comfortable utilizing. Now, they need to have a couple of key things. First and foremost, obviously, they have to have a great spot that you can put your data into easily. So if you start off with an Excel spreadsheet, make sure you have a CRM that you can import data into very simply. And you need, first name, last name, email, phone number, and address is what you should have at the very bare minimum. I also recommend having a CRM that utilizes tags, hashtags, and we'll get into the importance of that a little bit later as well. And if you can do something with dates, anniversary dates, birth dates, that's also awesome if your CRM is able to do those things. And your CRM really should, at the end of the day, be able to receive emails and text messages efficiently too. This is how you utilize your CRM to the most so that you can connect with your database on a regular basis. You need a CRM that can do that. If it can't do that stuff for you, and most of them can, make sure it's able to integrate with something that can. Maybe you can integrate with MailChimp or Constant Contact to send out emails for you. Maybe you can integrate with BombBomb to do those things if it doesn't do that for you already. But just make sure you have the ability within your CRM to, again, take your data and be able to talk to people with it very efficiently. That's one of probably the biggest things you need to make sure. Again, make sure it's something you're going to utilize. Now, once you have everything into your CRM, it's important that you start organizing all of your data here. So at minimum, you should have stuff grouped. You should have a past client group. You should have seller leads, buyer leads. If you have family in there, if you have other realtors in there, if you have businesses you like doing business with, you should have all that stuff all in their own separate groups. So if you're sending out a message about whatever it happens to be, maybe you're doing a business-to-business luncheon, you don't want that going to your seller's leads. You just want that going to business professionals that you're networking with. So if you have them all into one group, it makes mass messaging very, very simple. Also, like I said, you really want to have a CRM, in my opinion, that allows you to do tags. And when you're putting stuff into your CRM utilizing tags, you want to put as much about tags in there as you can. You want to tag everything you can think of for each individual that's in there. And I'll get into that more in depth when we're going there, but I mean everything you can think of. What city they're in, if they're selling, if they're buying, if they like cats, if they like dogs, if they like baseball, if they like hockey, if they like basketball, who's their favorite athlete, anything you can think of there. Do they like to cook? Do they like crafts? Do they like to travel? Are they into cars? Whatever. You want to start making all these hashtags in there so that when you start reaching out to your database, you can make it very personalized very easily when you have stuff in there tagged up and in the proper groups that it needs to be in. So do this from the very get-go. Even if you don't start utilizing some of the things we're talking about on day one, down the road as you grow, this stuff's going to help you. Having everything tagged and grouped properly will make things so much easier when you've been in the business 5-6 years and you have thousands of people in your contact base. There's a lot of easy ways to keep connecting with them and make it feel very personable as long as you have it organized right from the get-go. And utilizing tags and groups are by far the most important way or the easiest way to do that within your contact management system. Now, the biggest thing with your database is you need to talk to them. You need to communicate with them on a regular basis. Well, what does regular mean? Well, this is different for everybody. Now, I know some agents that just do a weekly newsletter. Once a week, every Wednesday to their entire database, they just send out, hey, here's where the market's at. Here's what's happening. Here's some new listings that are on there with a news story, stuff like that. Talk to them there. And that works well for some people. Personally, I think that is just a little impersonal. It doesn't really get them to open it as much as something that's a little bit more personal, more directed towards them might be. And this is where those tags come in that I've been talking about this entire time. If you have everything tagged and you have a good CRM to it, you can send very personal emails out to a lot of people that they'll actually want to open with and they'll want to engage with. They might even, reply back to you. So some common things that I like talking about are sports, right? So in my contact management system, I have any type of hashtag for, hockey fans, baseball fans, basketball fans, whatever it is. So when I see that there's a news story related there within my CRM, I can utilize those hashtags. And, for instance, this summer, Minnesota Twins had a big signing. We re-signed Carlos Correa. Okay, it was a big shortstop signing for us. Really awesome news if you're a baseball fan, if you're a Minnesota Twins fan. So what can I do? I can go into my CRM. I can see, did you see who the Twins just signed in my subject line? I'm going to send this to a lot of people. I'm going to send it to everybody that has hashtag Twins in there. I say, hey, within CRM, we say, hey, first name, and it's going to put their first name in there for it. Did you see the Twins re-sign Carlos Correa? Isn't that awesome? Can't wait for the Twins season to start. Let me know if you ever want to watch a game. Steve, send. And I can send this to 20, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 people as long as I have the hashtags in there. Now, how much more likely are they to look at that email and reply to it versus just a, hey, did you see this listing? Or, hey, I have a new listing. Hey, anything like that that's real estate related, they might not be interested in, but the Twins, I know they are. Now, the same is true for whatever it is. Again, I happen to be a sports fan, so I'm going to utilize sports a lot. Here in Minnesota, we have the Minnesota Wild. Well, we just had our best player go down to injury, Kirill Kaprizov. Again, subject line, oh no, Kaprizov's hurt. Hey, first name, did you see Kirill's out for a couple weeks? Oh, it's terrible. Playoff push is coming up. I wonder how we're going to do. Would love to grab a beer and watch a game with you sometime. Steve, right? I can send this off again to multiple people, and I'm going to get way more engagement with that type of stuff versus just the regular stuff. So the biggest things here is you need to be consistent with it. And in my opinion, you need to make content that people are going to relate to. And it doesn't have to be real estate related all the time. It's actually better if it's not. Now, one of the biggest thing we need to do with our database is remind them that we're realtors, remind them that we're in the business, and just make authentic connections with people. Email is an easy way to do this. I'm a huge fan of also posting on social media consistently. Make videos, make content. Again, people might not engage with it. Your views might not be crazy high, but people see it. They see your face. They see you talking about real estate. So when the time does come, they're going to remember that you're a realtor. And that's the biggest part of what we need. So in addition to a CRM, I highly recommend if you're a realtor, get on social media, grow your following, and keep producing content. I try to post a video every other day on my social so people remember that I'm a realtor. I try to utilize my stories pretty much every day. I try to have something in my stories constantly so people can see that I'm busy and I'm out doing things, showing houses. So again, when the time comes, they're going to remember that I'm a realtor. So your database, you've got to stay in touch with it. Again, I utilize a CRM. Utilize social media and utilize your phone. When you have important dates in your CRM that are going off saying, hey, it's Jane's house anniversary, don't just send off the generic email. This is the time to send a text message, to pick up a phone call, make a phone call, have a conversation with them, maybe do a video text message, just, hey, it's been 1 year since you moved into your house. That's so awesome. I hope everything's going great. Let me know if I can ever help you in any way possible. Have a great house anniversary, Steve. Text message off, pick up the phone. Hey, it's been 1 year. Hope everything's going great. Don't be afraid to call people. I've talked to too many realtors that are afraid to call their past clients sometimes because they're afraid something might have gone wrong with the house. What if their water heater went out and they blame me for that? Well, don't think of that as a bad thing. Now you can fix the problem. If you know a good plumber that can get the job done, or something does go wrong, or if they're thinking of doing an upgrade, maybe you have a referral you can give to them that you can come in and solve the problem for them, save the day for them. So you need to keep engaged with everyone, not just social media, email, but pick up the phone as well, especially with your past clients. And it really helps if you have a database to do that. When you're first starting off in this business, it can seem kind of easy. If you're only doing 4 or 5 deals a year, it's easy to manage that. But as you grow and as you're in this business longer and your contacts get longer and you have more closed transactions, it can get really messy to remember all these dates. So you have to be organized within your CRM, and you have to utilize your CRM in all the ways possible. Like I said, you've got to call, you've got to text, you've got to post, you've got to email. You've got to come at everything all those different ways. And even if you're in the area, maybe door knocking, going back to your past clients, knock on the door on their house anniversary, or drop them off a $5 Starbucks card or something, or a little gift, just so that they remember you. And you go out of your way to give them that awesome experience and go above and beyond what other realtors probably aren't going to do. Very few people do door drops. I love doing them. I do them once a year. I go out all my past clients and drop off a little gift right around Thanksgiving and Christmas when it's a little quieter time. But I need to have a CRM, I need to have a database to do that, so I have everybody's information in one spot, so it makes it a lot easier to do so. Okay, so maybe you have that database just full of dead leads, people you haven't talked to 2, 3, 4 years. You kind of lost connection with them. Okay, now this is the best way that I have found to try to reconnect with some of these people and get them up and going again. It's really simple. Subject line, quick question. In the body of the email, hey, first name. Again, I have to have a database that is organized that lets me do tags. Hey, first name. Are you still looking for homes in city? And again, whatever city you're looking in, if I have tags, I can do that. If my CRM allows me to upload their city, I can just put that, I can drop it right in there. Let me know, Steve. Boop. Simple. You will be surprised at how many people respond. Even just, hey, nope, we bought a house. Thanks for reaching back out. And then even if they do that, get the conversation going again. Maybe they bought a house 2 years ago and they want to sell next year. Maybe their realtor did a bad job the first time around, and the fact that you reached back out, you can get some business that way. You'll be surprised at how many people go, hey, you know what? I kind of shelved it. What are rates doing right now? Or, no, I haven't. Thanks for thinking about me. I decided to rent. Whatever. You're going to get a lot of people replying to this because it's such a simple message. And again, by using tags and using a organized CRM, you're able to make it fairly personable to this person, and there's a good chance they're going to respond to it. And when they do, it's up to you to get that conversation going again. So that's what I have as far as database management goes. If you have any specific questions about it, feel free to drop some comments down below, or feel free to reach out. My contact information is in the description as well. Call, text, or email anytime. Till next time, talk later.